When you create stairs, Revit also creates a railing automatically. Railings that are created automatically with the stairs are considered hosted railings, and the ones that you create for guardrails would be basically freestanding. So in this example, let's go ahead and take a look at creating our own railings from manual sketches. I'm in a file called railings, and it's a version of our office building project that we've been looking at. And I have a stair over here with its associated railings. And what I would like to do in this first example is I want to take this existing railing and I want to edit its sketch. And I want to do that so that I can add a little railing extension on the end to accommodate code requirements. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the edit path, and that will take me into the sketch for this railing. And then I'm going to go to the toolbox here and click the draw tool, and we'll pick line. And I'm going to start right at this endpoint. Go out this way 1 foot, go from this endpoint maybe down about 5 inches, and then again from this endpoint, and I'll go about 1'6". Now, perhaps you're wondering why I did not just simply extend this line. Well, look carefully at these existing lines. This is a sketch line, that's a separate sketch line, that's a separate sketch line. The reason these two are separate sketch lines is because this railing is a hosted railing. It's attached to the underlying stair. This sketch line follows the slope of the stair in this location. This sketch line stays flat, as does this one and this one, to stay with that landing, and then this guy is sloping as well. So what I want to do is actually make sure that my little extensions here stay flat and don't try and follow any kind of a slope. And we can do that. We can override the default behavior just to make sure by selecting on them, and over here on the options bar I can just force it to flat. Now you may or may not need to do this. Revit might recognize that there's no host there and simply go flat, but it doesn't hurt to just go ahead and force them to flat just to be sure. So let's go ahead and finish. And you can see there in plan that it has added this extension on my railing, but it might be a little nicer to take a look at this in 3D. So let's go ahead and open up the 3D view. And then I'll just zoom in on this area right here, and you can see what that's done. Now this particular railing has a guardrail integral with it, a handrail and a guardrail, so you can see that both items are turning the corner as we wrap around. So that's a pretty simple example. Let's look at creating a totally new railing from a sketch. So along this floor here, we don't have any kind of a guardrail at all, and that's sort of a hazard. So let's go ahead and take care of that problem. We'll go up here to level 2, and we'll zoom out a little bit. And you can see here, this is our floor object, and I'm going to build this railing relative to that existing floor. So I'm going to go over here to the railing tool, click on it, and instead of doing draw lines this time, I'm actually going to do the pick lines. Now what this will allow me to do is I can put in an offset, so I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 inches, and you'll see here that you can offset that up 2 inches or down 2 inches. I'm going to go up, and then over this case I'm going to go over to the left. Now it looks pretty good right there, but I just want to pan down here and notice that it's kind of going into the wall. So let's just zoom in on that area, select this, just kind of drag that back just a touch, like so. And then I'll do my zoom previous, take a look here, click finish, and then let's go back to our 3D view and see what we got there. Now, because that railing, we did not assign it to any kind of a host, it automatically just stayed flat throughout its length. Now, if I click on it and I edit the path, if this floor were sloping, like maybe it was in a parking garage and you wanted the railing to follow the sloping path in the parking garage, you could actually click this button here while you're in the railing sketch and choose pick new host, and then you'd be able to select right on that floor, and that would keep the railing attached to that floor should the height of the floor change or the slope of the floor change and so on. I'm going to cancel out of here, and that's a little bit at editing railing sketches.